Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. It's been a minute since I've posted anything on any kind of social media platform. I have been undergoing quite a chapter in my healing journey, and it has really kind of, I don't want to say silenced me because I was never silenced, but it definitely put me into a hermit mode, like type of reflection type of deal. But nonetheless, if you are here, this message is for you. Now, I do plan to make these readings on YouTube a lot longer than what you would see on my other channel, which if you see this video, you likely have gone to that other one already. And while you can watch us in bits and pieces, pause, go, do, like do the dishes while you're watching it and everything, I do recommend watching it when you can actually sit and hear the message and allow whatever comes up to come up and just fully be in that moment. Because when I do my tarot readings, they're not just meant to say something to you, they are meant to be so much more. And the best way to get the most out of my readings is to be fully present in that moment. But the choice is yours. So what I'm going to do is I'm starting with shadow cards today. I want to see exactly where the collective is at. A lot had come through while I was sitting down before this and meditating. But I was having a hard time figuring out where exactly all of this was going to go. Now, I will say, if you are new to my channel, first off, my name is Stacy. I don't even know if I did like an introduction, but my name is Stacy. I am in fact a tarot reader, and I am a psychic empath. I am a creative. I am a Reiki practitioner. I have many titles that I hold dearly, and you might hear me use one or more in the next video you see me in. It's just how it is. Okay. But I do want to mention that how I do my videos, and this might be okay with you, it might not. If it's not, then sorry, not the reader for you. That's just how that goes. But I will shuffle on camera, but sometimes I will not shuffle on camera. Why? Because I don't like going through the process of editing my videos and editing out all this long, drawn out shuffling. Okay. I just think it kind of takes up a lot of space. It takes up a lot of time. It's what it is, really. But you might see me like remove some shuffling out of my videos, but that doesn't change anything. The fact that everything comes out in real time. I'm not doing anything weird. Nothing of that sort. So we took out 3 shadow cards today. We've got the Comforter, the Lightning Bolt, and the Dancer. What is coming through? It's like I am feeling that this collective, you guys are a collective of people who have always been the person that people go to when they need someone to lean on. And for the longest time, you held on to that proudly. And I will say you should also still hold on to that proudly, because that means people feel safe around you. That means you are sitting in an energy where it's welcoming. It's very warm. Okay. I am getting like your warm energy, but you're tired. I am feeling a lot of fatigue from this collective. Now, I want to focus on the Comforter first, because as you can see, there's like, it's all bright around them, but it's dark within. And I'm pointing this out because there is an emotional toll for those of us who are the people that other people lean on. And that is because we feel like we are unable to step out and ask others for help too. And I just had a bunch of like, I just had an image pop in my head of people just like nodding their head, like, yeah, that's so true. And you know what? It is. And it's not a matter of there aren't people around us who want to help us. It's just like, we feel like we can do it on our own. So that's what we're going to do. Why would we want to burden someone else with our issues when there's so many people going through so many other things and they need us to help them? If that is your mindset, I want you to stop and take a moment here. Okay. And I want you to think of somebody near and dear to you. It could be anyone. It could be a parent. It could be a child. It could be your best friend, your brother, your sister, your neighbor, whoever. Just think of someone near and dear to you. And I want you to put that mindset into their mind. And I'm not saying literally. So like if you are an energy worker, do not like actually put that energy out there. But I want you to imagine if that person came up to you and they said they have been going through a lot, and you ask them why, and then they tell you something along the lines of, well, it's just this, and this. And then it's like, well, why didn't you tell anyone sooner? And they say, well, I don't feel like I should need to talk to anybody because I help everyone else. So why does, like, who's going to help me? Or I just don't want to burden other people with who I am and what is going on. And so as they're explaining that to you, I want you to think about, how would that make you feel? If someone near and dear to you came to you and said, I just don't feel comfortable opening up to other people because I am always the one who is being the helper, like, how would that make you feel? Okay. And then I want you to completely reverse it, because that's exactly how it would be on their end. And that in and of itself is like a lesson that you need to learn. It's that it's okay to ask for help. That shadow is coming up so strongly. And I think you're finally stepping into this era of, yes, it is absolutely okay for me to ask for help, but you're still kind of fighting it a little bit. No one's perfect. You'll get there with time, okay? But just remember, you are a person too, just as much as anybody else is. And then so we're moving on to the lightning bolt and the dancer. So after so long of keeping in that kind of emotional hold over yourself, you end up burying yourself. It's like you start molding yourself into a version of yourself that other people see, not the version that you truly are. And that's not simply just because you're afraid to ask for help, but it leads to other forms of your shadow that will come through. And what spirit is telling me right now is that this is going to be, it's harder to explain because everyone goes through it differently, and the shadow that everyone builds is completely different than someone else. So take it how it resonates for you, okay? But what they're reminding you is that you were sent the lightning bolt. You were sent a spark of a sudden, like, I don't want to say it was sudden, because I feel as if this happened over a longer period of time, at least 1 year. It could be less, it could be more. It just depends. But then one day, this was like boom, and then lightning struck, and you're like, wait a damn minute. Wait a minute, what am I doing? And that is when you start to open your eyes. I keep hearing that's when the awakening starts. So if you look at this card, the lightning bolt card, you can see someone is buried, and then it's like someone above is nurturing, and then there's birds. I've always seen birds not just as our spirit guides, but as freedom. I've always seen birds as a symbol of freedom, and that's what I'm getting here. It's like you are being nurtured, and you're being put in the right places and going through the right things and going through the right healing so that you can emerge and set yourself free. And that is exactly why that lightning bolt came up, to set yourself free. And then here are the birds again. And you see that this is the dancer. This isn't exactly like literally getting up and dancing around. If you feel like you want to, I mean, go for it. You know, dancing is great for the body and the soul. But it's like you're being awakened so that you can shine your light again, but not the light that you dimmed because you felt that's what other people wanted from you. I'm talking about the light that has always been within you, that was quiet and dimmed for so long because of yourself living in the shadow. So, what your shadow story is telling us is that if you haven't gone through the awakening already, it's starting. And that's where you're headed to a place where you can finally be yourself, where you can finally move forward and just set yourself free, set your soul free. And I'm not just tapping into a collective who had been held back for so long. I'm tapping into to a collective that is just ready. You are so ready to get out there, but it's not exactly an easy thing to do. And it's a fear of being seen. And I'm not talking about being seen like on social media. I'm talking about a fear of being seen as who you truly are at the core. One of the questions that I want to ask is, what is contributing to this fear of being seen? But no, I keep hearing it's not like that at all. It's like you're well aware of the fear of being seen, and you're well aware of what you need to do in order to get beyond it. It's just a matter of finding your confidence. So that's not the right question to ask. Let me go ahead and keep shuffling because I feel like they want to paint a picture. Yeah, I was just shown a canvas. Starry Night was one of them. So let's go ahead and let the tarot, or let Spirit talk through tarot. To start, and for whatever reason, I feel like I need to tell you this is how I read tarot. Maybe you're questioning, like, well, why? What do you mean, Spirit talk through tarot? I do channel. I can channel messages that way. I love tarot. Tarot is what started my whole journey, and I have grown really fond of the art of tarot. And a lot of people will be like, well, you don't need tarot cards to do this because you have everything within you. Absolutely. It is true. This is a tool. And I don't call it an ADHD brain because I've never actually been diagnosed, but I call it my squirrel brain. Sometimes I just can't focus enough for stuff to come through. And tarot really helps me put it together. Seeing the images and knowing the meanings of these cards and getting the downloads all at the same time really helps tame the squirrel mind and helps me put the message together for you. So that's how I read it. I don't know why they told me, or like why that came through that I had to tell you that, but I did. And so here we are. We are starting with the Ace of Pentacles, the Chariot, the Queen of Wands, and the Nine of Swords, followed by the Page of Swords. Okay, but let's focus on these two first. With the Ace of Pentacles and the Chariot, you've got fresh starts in the material world followed by movement. Like, it's time to move forward, it's time to move on. And quite honestly, the Ace of Pentacles have been popping up a lot for me lately. Not so much in collective readings because I haven't done that in a bit, but in my own personal readings. And what really sticks out is this spider here that hangs from her finger. It's weaving the web of your life in a strong foundation. But one thing about spiders is that they weave the web, but they let their prey come to them. They don't go and hunt the prey. They let the prey come to them. And this is a lesson in like being patient. I'm getting like you're trying to force things to move forward faster than what they're meant to. When really you should just be enjoying how things are in the moment. You're feeling impatient because you can see like you have a goal in mind. Yeah. Okay. So you're feeling impatient because you have this goal in mind and you're like, I want that and I want it now. And it's like you can finally see for the first time, it's like right in front of your nose. But Spirit is saying, like, hold up, step back. You need to realize that this is a process to get to that point. You are almost there. Absolutely, you are almost there. That's why they sent you the lightning bolt. That's why the lightning bolt came and started your awakening, because you're finally ready to start stepping into that. But you have to step back and be patient. Allow that, like, what they're trying to give you to come to you. You do not have to force anything at this moment. And what I'm being told is that if you want something to do with your energy, just do the mundane human side of the work. Don't try to force the result. Just do what you have to do as a human to help get this moving along. But it doesn't change the fact that it's only going to arrive when it's meant to. Okay, that really came through strong. You've got the Queen of Wands and the Nine of Swords after that. And this, I love how the Nine of Swords is depicted here. The Nine of Swords has always been a card of holding the weight of the world on your shoulders, of being under a lot of stress and just like not being able to move and allow yourself to be free. But in this card, this is like the sun is still coming up. It doesn't matter if you try to hide from it. It's still going to come up and it's still going to shine. And what they're telling you right now is that during this moment where things seem like they're really not moving forward, it's time to learn who you are and what your actual power is. What makes you uniquely you? What do you do for yourself that helps you shine and stand confidently in who it is you are? It could That could be literally anything. So just, really think about that and ask yourself that question. Who am I at the soul level? What am I capable of? And you'll learn what you're capable of over time. That's not exactly an answer you're going to have, but oh, I just got like hyper aware of myself. I don't know if hyper awareness is something that you have. This isn't going to be for everybody. Okay. Hyper awareness. It's possible. And there are people who go through it. They want you to know that you might be hyper aware, but you don't have to put so much pressure on yourself just because you're hyper aware of everything. And that's why Queen of Wands, this depiction, exactly, she is sitting in her power. She has tamed her power. She knows when to use it, and she knows when action is needed. And that's what they want you to realize, is that, yeah, you can be hyper aware all you want. It doesn't change the fact that you have to learn how to tame that hyper awareness. And they're saying, not like dim your light. They don't want you to do that, but they want you to realize what is worth your energy. And that part is for everybody. What is actually worth your time and energy? And that will help this awakening process. That will help you get out of Nine of Swords energy. Okay, so you've got the Page of Swords that came after that. And also, I've said it for like three or all of these cards, really. I love how this is depicted. I love this deck. This deck is wonderful. But with the Page of Swords, pages, as we know, are the messengers of the tarot. This sword, they have they are either sending you something now to help guide you forward, or they are giving you something. It's definitely a message from somewhere. And what I'm hearing is that you're not expecting it. So whatever you thought is going to be like where you thought that message would come from, it's not. You will not see this coming, and it's going to happen when you least expect it. So they are saying don't fixate on it because it's not going to help. So let's see. I do want to get you a little bit of insight, though. I mean, I'm curious too. So let's see more about this Page of Swords in regards to your journey and of awakening and learning to be patient and just becoming and allowing yourself to be fully present in the moment. Okay. So as I just said, you don't see this coming. You don't like this will not show up when you expect it to. It's not going to show up in the way you expect it to. And the cards that followed that to get you a little bit more clarity on what this could be really solidified that. So if you're hoping for the answer of, well, what could this message be then? Just send me the message so that I can use that and move forward. I'm sorry, you're going to be disappointed if you think that's what's coming up next. There is beauty in the unknown. I'm being shown the Moon card in my mind's eye. There is beauty in the unknown and just letting the path unfold. Okay. So what we have here, we've got the Four of Wands and the Queen of Cups. Like I said, you've got your eyes on the prize. You know where you want, you know what you want, you know how you want to go about this. And then you've got the Three of Wands in reverse followed by it, or following that. Sorry. My dog just completely blew my concentration and now I'm just trying to get back into it real quick. But there's obstacles in the way. You are facing a lot of obstacles. And what they want you to keep in mind during this time, because like I said, right now it seems like things aren't happening, things aren't moving, but they really are. This is more of the internal process before spirit like releases you and flings you forward. Okay, I'm just being shown someone pulled back on a slingshot and go. Kind of like those slingshot rides at like those fun spots. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but that's what I'm also being shown. They're a lot of fun. But anyway, keep your eyes on the prize, on your wishes, your desires, what it is you want, and allow yourself, I love the Queen of Cups, to be just centered and grounded, and remember your connection with yourself and the world around you. You are the only one in your energy field that is capable of creating the reality that you want to create. But if you let these obstacles get in your way, you are going to hinder yourself. So, what they're saying is, like, you can't avoid the obstacles. They're going to show up in any aspect of your life. But what they think you should do is just go through it with grace and be nurturing to yourself, especially if the obstacle is particularly hard. So after that, you've got the Knight of Cups, the Seven of Cups, the Five of Swords, and the Eight of Wands. I hesitated there a little bit because I wasn't sure if I wanted to show you Five of Swords and Eight of Wands just yet, because this is all obstacles right here. So your Knight of Cups, I feel as if there is a block of being vulnerable or allowing your guard to come down a little bit. And likely that is part of the shadow that was coming up in regards to being the person who is the comforter for all. Being vulnerable is like a weak spot for you. Allowing your guard to come down is like a weak spot for you. I'm just showing somebody who is like, I really want someone to help me, but I really don't want to explain everything because no one's going to fully get it. You're By telling yourself that no one's going to fully get it, you are stopping yourself from letting the guard down a little bit, from being a little bit vulnerable. But you're also taking the opportunity from someone else to actually help you, who could really help you. They could point you in the right direction. They could get you, like, they could give you that advice that you're looking for. And, they might even just say something like one word that it'll click in your mind. You'll be like, wait a minute, that's it. So that is in fact a block of yours, is the block of vulnerability. You've got the Seven of Cups. Now, Seven of Cups is many options, many decisions, weighing out your options and the rewards and consequences that come with it, but it's also very overwhelmed. You are very likely sitting on, like, at a crossroads where you're asking yourself, like, well, which direction do I take? And it's not a crossroads of two options. I'm seeing you're standing, like, I just want you to picture what's being shown to me in my mind's eye. You've got a stone circle, and then, like, you're in this garden and you've got separate paths all over, like, completely encircling you, and each path will lead you to a different place. And that is, in and of itself, is very overwhelming because there's so many options you can take, and that too is an obstacle. It's like, that you have your options open, but which one do you want to take? And then you've got the Five of Swords. And what I was being told when I saw this card is that your shadow is going to come up again. You can't hide from your shadow. And I think that's where a lot of people fall short, is that they try to hide from it. They're like, well, I don't want to face my shadow. It's uncomfortable. It's scary. Why do I want to relive this? I buried it for a reason. And you know what? You did. And a lot of people might not like this. And I just want you to take it as it resonates. So please don't come at me. You have to face your shadow. In order for this entire process to go through and for, like, you to fully unlock what it is you are unlocking, this collective specifically, you have to face your shadow. Okay? You can do it through spiritual work. You can do that through traditional therapy. However you do it in a healthy and safe way for you. Okay? Because I understand, like, the shadow, it's not just simply, oh, well, I just buried myself because of the way other people viewed me and being the comforter, being the person who helps. There's other factors there, and I'm not dismissing that information. So just keep that in mind as you go forward. But with the Eight of Wands, we all know this card is a card of very rapid movement, very quick. But and it kind of threw me off because that's always been the meaning that has stuck with it. But what is also coming through with this card is the ability to transmute and the ability to move forward a lot faster than what you had done before. So where these obstacles are in the shadow that's going to come up, just remember, you have the ability to take all of that and use it to your advantage. And you're not at a point anymore where this was where like it was holding you back before, because it's no longer going to hold you back. You're actually like, the next time your shadow does come up, you're going to look at it and be like, oh, okay, so you're here. Let's see what we need to do about this. You've come a lot farther than you think you have. And you owe it to yourself to believe that too. But let's see, what is the closing message for this collective? Okay. I love this. I love how these came out, and you'll see one of the cards, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, that would be why. So you've got the Ten of Swords and the Four of Pentacles, followed by the King of Cups. Okay. The Ten of Swords, if you've reached the Ten of Swords in your journey, you have gone through it, and that, let me tell you, is an ego death that we don't like to go through. I've been through it on more than one occasion, and if you haven't done it yet, it's on its way. But just keep in mind that you are able to get through it gracefully and exactly how you're meant to. But with the Four of Pentacles coming right after that, it's a matter of allowing what was old and what no longer serves you to fully shed. And at the time of this recording, it is eclipse season. I don't know if when you're watching it, it is eclipse season, but just know that you don't need an eclipse season to, like, for things to clear out of your way so that you can move forward. And that's what is going on with these three cards here. It's the connection you have with yourself, the connection you have with the divine, the connection you have with your environment around you is going to help you step out of this energy of the old and just fully allow things to be put to rest, because you are no longer that version of yourself. It's an ego death, like I said. And there will be a tendency for you to want to hold on to it because that's what you've known. The old is comfortable because we already know, like, it's how your nervous system responds to different things going on in your life. It already knows what's going to happen, so therefore it's safe, even if it was uncomfortable. Okay. But what they want you to realize is that you are, in fact, on a path of being successful. Now, we have this is the Six of Wands, but we have the Three of Swords that came right after that. With the Three of Swords coming after the Six of Wands, it's like past pain is going to come up, but they want you to remember that you are no longer the person who went through this, and this is no longer the pain you're going through. You're in calmer waters now. You really are, despite the fact that shadows might come up. You have it within yourself to fully move beyond that. And what they want you to know is that it's really surface level with this pain. They're just simply saying, do not let it hold you back. Do not let it hold you back. That it, like, and then I'm being shown a brick wall. That is what is coming through with all of that. Okay. Yeah, that was after that. So the reading itself concludes with the moon. Did I not say that this was being shown to my mind's eye just a few minutes ago? The moon and the Nine of Cups. I absolutely love how this energy ends, because it just solidifies this. There is beauty in not knowing what is to come next. It's like, it might seem dark, but you are always illuminated on your path. There is beauty of not knowing what's next, because it gives you this chance to be, like, not, I don't want to say naive, but like curious, explorative. And the Nine of Cups, people do view this as a wish fulfillment card. It's like you have this opportunity right in front of you to just fully explore where you are at this point in time, and ask yourself, is this what I want out of my life? Is this what I want to bring forward? Is this what I want, like, in my energy right now? And this darkness, it's not truly dark. You're illuminated. The moon could be significant. Maybe you work with moon energy like myself. I'm not sure. But you are in such a good time right now to just fully explore you. So they're like, the closeout message for this is just focus on you, focus on what you want, focus on what feels right. Because as long as you do that, you're going to move through anything on your path with such grace that when you finally get to your destination, you're going to be like, I did it. So that concludes today's reading. That actually went a lot longer than I thought it would, but hopefully you guys got something out of it. If you want more shorter readings, you can go to my other page on the other platform. I do have shorter readings, but right now I'm only posting 24 to 48-hour readings. I'm not doing the longer readings on there anymore. That's just how it is going to be. But Little Hearts Bloom has so much more than just tarot. So please go ahead and hit the follow, subscribe, like, share, whatever you want to do to help support me in that way. And until then, I'll see you next time.